Cara, essa musiquinha deles de draft é muito maneira, né? Gwen. Jinx ban, legal. Maokai e N Open. Jace first pick. Caralho. E é Jace mid isso aqui, tá? Pro Knight. Não, no MSI não, só Mundial.
Do we even care about Annie? Maybe we just want the Maokai Lulu? And it looks like they're saying, we want ourselves the Annie.
Currently will lock that in alongside that, can look towards AD carry here. Could also go into the jungle, get the Maokai.
Olha ali um remake da Griffin? Acho que não, mano. Eu acho Tarzan bom, mas... Acho que não rola um remake, não. N. Lulu? Lulu Zeri?
Yeah, and no matter what you're picking on the side there for blue side, this is the goal for BLG with the Jinx ban. Boom, they get both of them.
E aí, coração?
Snap initiation as well as the scaling Lulu to supplement that presumed Zeri pick for them.
É que lá uma que o level 1 snowbala tá level 18. Não snowbala não, mano. Não snowbala não, mano. Não snowbala não, mano.
Oh, hang on, a last minute pivot here for JDG. They're gonna take Zeri for themselves.
Zeri. É solo kill? Eu sei, mano, mas tanto de jogos na solo kill que você vira, não tem snowball, mano. Solo kill todo mundo é horroroso. É só você querer... A parada é que as pessoas jogam LoL e elas não querem ganhar. Quando você joga LoL, você não quer ganhar. Você quer jogar o jogo da forma que você quiser. E se sair do que você planejou, você fica puto, entendeu? Então, mano, não joga LoL, vai jogar contra AI, tá ligado? Vai jogar contra o computador, que ele vai sempre fazer o que você espera. Tá jogando contra 5 seres humanos também, mano. Os caras vão fazer coisa que você não espera. O jogo vai sair do seu controle. Zeri Rakan. Kennen? Tá, tem uma Lulu. Eles vão tirar Aphelios e Zaya, certo? Não tem Zeri, não tem Jinx. Vai ter o quê? Kennen Blind? É, tava sendo bem comum, né, no começo do campeonato. E tá contra o 369, né, mano? Brook seria top 5 bids da LCK, seria. Kindred ban. Tá, eles vão tirar ou Aphelios ou Zaya. Acho que aqui é Aphelios, né, que tem que tirar. Gragas ban, Maokai ban. Tiraram 2 jungle AP do Canave. O que o 369 pode pegar aqui? Sion. Ou Malphite, pode ser Malphite, hein? Aphelios ban. É, Kha'Zix Blind. O que o Canave pega aqui? Cara, não ironicamente, esse não é um jogo ruim pra Lee Sin, tá? Lee Sin é bem interessante aqui, mano. É de boa contra Kha'Zix. Tira o Kennen. Só que se ele quiser um AP, tem que ser Elise aqui. Porque Elise não é boa aqui, mano. Eles podem full AD também e assumir que o Bin não vai de tanque. Rumble? Pode ser Rumble também, mas Rumble contra Kha'Zix é... Elise. Nautilus. Não, Nautilus não, amigo. 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 Vayne! Caralho, Instalock Vayne!
finals.
Caralho, mano. Hype. Hype pra caralho.
But there have been times when he's Gale forced into a Howling Gale, when he's dashed forward into the entire enemy CC. And on something like Vayne, you cannot do that. But let's see if Elk can channel his inner Uzi. Obviously, Uzi on BLG last year. Elk, I'm sure, will have had a little bit of time watching him and learning
Caralho,
exactly what to do
mano.
with this.
Aí eu gostei, agora eu gostei.
You gotta have your juke boots on when you're playing the Vayne. You have to have
Aqui eu
your
gostei.
timings on Rakan. Picture perfect to be able to stuff those engages before they start, because BLG, they are not running any frontline, baby. BLG are all gas, no brakes, full damage, full CC. You can only dodge skills. You cannot soak them.
And I mean, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Veio então pau pra zero. Cara, eu não tenho ideia. Não tenho ideia de como seja o matchup de Vayne, mano. Tem tanto tempo que eu não vejo uma Vayne que eu não sei. Eu acho que nem o Ruler sabe.
Game 3 of the Grand Finals, and we've got a Vayne in the bot lane.
TSM.
BLG has so much swag, it's insane. The entire
Quê?
arena here
Ó,
erupting.
ali, ó.
You want to talk about Mojo? This is a Mojo.
Ó, RP que vão, hein? Tão dando
And
RP.
it's something that the new format does.
Ô, galera, não pegaram, né? Caralho. Câmera, valeu.
Obviously, we're on the team together and on from the side. Come on,
Don't talk to my AD carry like that.
Jealous of the X.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Modern
Caralho,
Day
Vayne,
Love
que
Story
maneiro,
before
mano.
in London
Foco
at
absoluto
MSI.
e Gathering Storm. Como é que é o nome dessa runa aqui em português?
2021, but when
Gathering
Elk was
Storm?
contemplating him retiring as a pro, was missing that gave him that encouragement to continue playing.
Tempestade Crescente.
And, so much credit has been given to missing to encourage Elk's future career. Now here he is on the Vayne. We've talked a lot about it, but like Kobe, I mean, when we look at it compositionally, I think, okay, Vayne into all this front line, like, that's pretty good. But in terms of lane, like, I don't have a lot of experience, but talking like, Vayne
Eles estão falando a mesma coisa, que eles não sabem como é que vai ser a lane, porque não tem muita experiência pra falar Vayne. Mas contra Sion e Sejuani é nice, né, velho?
Missing might just get space the whole laning phase here. We'll see about BLG. It's also a very risky composition if you're talking about looking at it holistically. Whenever you're running all damage, of course, your clicks have to be so precise here for them to actually make use of it, because JDG, they've got the guaranteed front line. 369 Kanavi will move up into you. They have the shock blast as well. Knight already.
Quem que esse matchup disse contra ele? O disse que na moral, né? Até o 6.
We'll see about him too.
Is only the third Vayne we've seen in MSI qualifying regions this year. Has a 0% win rate, so I'm sure Elk wants to turn that one around. It was buffed on 13.6, a little bit more damage, movement speed on the passive.
Quem faz a front pra Vayne bater? A própria Vayne, pô. Caralho, o Knight, mano, adulto, tá? Eu teria flashado ali.
No summoner spells traded, as you highlighted, Medic. But Sejuani doing a full bot side clear into top side. This does mean that the jungle is likely going to be matching around this scuttle, but with no priority in the top lane, and Knight losing a lot of HP. Nice trade from BLG's bot lane, missing chunks to about 25% of his HP.
Yeah, it's pain for the Rakan here in this matchup, but I really want to highlight Shun for that gank on mid. Small ganks like that of chunks of damage mean so much for these mid matchups, where we saw, you know, if the Jace is allowed freedom to punish an Annie, push you under turret constantly, then you don't.
A combo da BLG também é solo kill?
Get the Annie behind.
Pô, tá forte, eu acho, mano.
Explosive effect you want, and the Jace gets to become this massive poking machine. But if jungle can intervene and take away a lot of early levels where Jace is trying.
É que, tipo assim, lá fora eles têm uma ideia melhor de como jogar sem tanque, né? Aqui que a gente tem uma preferência por ter tanque. E aí, Jacones, brigar pelos 3.
Can just back away and then TP back if that wave gets too close to his turret before he can walk back to lane.
And you can see the positioning of Knight. He's always keeping in mind the flash W range from Yagao, because that's what you have to worry about. The Q range, not as scary because the travel time of the stun gives you extra a little bit of time, but he makes sure that he's not going to let Yagao move up through minions towards him to get the instant W1 off there and allow Shun to get in.
Now, Kanavi will have a fairly decent jungle.
Esse 2G2 mid não é tão fácil, tá? Pra Bilibili. Sejuani e Jace está com o E da Sejuani muito rápido, eles conseguem burstar alguém.
Won't decide to contest that. Gromp, of course, he doesn't really have any information, nor does he have his bot lane available.
Shun tá indo topside, mano.
Perhaps catching 369 unawares.
Ward not quite on the right side of the bush to spot out the river ward there.
Pô, isso deixou o Shun numa posição muito ruim agora, mano.
The wave not in a great shape for 369, but he's on Sion. You sacrifice a few minions, you back away, you make sure that you're not caught. He manages to put some damage down into the back of Bin.
Se o Kanavi quiser agora, ele pega o controle do River bot side.
Stepping forward here, Yagao down to half, gets the stun off. The ward there will help Knight. Kanavi can jump across the wall as well. Yagao still holding his flash and doesn't need it to escape. Elk dashing forward here, flash away the heal as well. Elk with a little bit of a misplay, as soon as that tumble was down, Missing was able to go in.
That's huge. 2 summoner spells for 0 here. Really big. JDG now opening up possible plays down here. Elk only has the cleanse to rely on. They're going to need some extra wards. They're going to need some extra coverage.
Oh, Bin flashing, slicing Maelstrom. 369 will be able to flash under the turret. In the end, it's just an exchange of summoners in the top lane.
Yeah, but now he's concerned about a potential dive. They know that Yagao is underneath this tower.
Caralho, o Bin... Mano, o Bin, ele é muito corajoso, não?
Okay, they're suspicious of Shun. But Kanavi actually building a pretty good lead. He was able to steal away the Gromp as far as I can tell. On though.
Ruler dashes across the wall, Missing goes in, can dash back to Ruler. Shun can't quite get in range. The Condemned doesn't lock him against the wall, and now Kanavi coming in for a re-engage. The flash forward knocks up Elk. The shield, the hero, but the power.
Galera.
Shun flashes.
Vem miséria barra 1.
Flashes forward in the end, a 1-for-0 in favor of JDG.
E aí, cachorro, como é que você tá?
The flashless Vayne. He even blew his cleanse as the stun from Sejuani came in, so now he's got nothing left. The Vayne pick.
Aí já o Rakan tá level 6. Aquela coisa, né?
Sometimes you'll see pros diving in, even if it looks a little bit more dangerous than it should be. It's almost like bait that false sense of security. Oh, we just got a really nice trade. Oh, we have a health advantage here. We might even be able to find a pick. But Missing leveraging his.
Esse aí dele foi paia. Mas acho que esse que é o problema de Vayne, né, mano? Tipo, é um errinho.
Avenue of attack where he finds a knock up onto 2 with his Q.
And it was very close on the wall to almost having the good angle to be able to get the stun with Condemn. But as you said, Missing, he's able to get a jump through, and then the Condemn just pushes him further away. And that Sejuani with the advantage, Kanavi knows he can flash in on this Vayne. There's nothing left for Elk to dodge. So JDG, they take control in the most important area of the map. Wave pushing back towards them right now too. Ruler is so happy right now.
Of course, Ruler feeling a lot more confident in this matchup. He has about a 400 gold lead. We're going to take a look back at this again, and you'll see here Missing gets the 2-man knockup as Ruler is going out. But again, this is to kind of.
Mas o E do Shun também foi muito ruim, mano.
Then they realize too late that Kanavi is going for this play. Doesn't care about the slow thanks to the passive, and then gets that 2-man knockup with his Q. The cleanse comes out from Elk, but the death has already been secured, which means that JDG walk away with first bloods. But the good news for BLG, Bin has about a whole kill advantage, even more so. He has about a 500 gold lead in the.
Ele vai rushar arco escudo ou blade? Arco escudo, né? Arco escudo, guinso, depois blade, certo? Ou não? Ou rush blade. Não sei o que faz pra Vayne hoje em dia. Eu acho que é arco escudo. Vamos ver, já a gente descobre no próximo recall dele.
It's on, and Elk will have a slight mover's advantage as they look for damage onto Missing. Can knock him into the wall, they'll do so, but no third silver bolt proction.
Cara, o 369...
369 trying to keep you Gower Bay as the charm comes out,
Eita
and Ruler starts to rampage through BLG. On already down, Elk tries to answer with a bit of damage to his own, and you with a flash forward.
Ah, se o Ruler tivesse flash, ele matava o Elk agora. É, mas o Sion pegou o Rift Herald, né?
They get the counter kill too with Yagao coming in to flash. It was a big play from Missing. He finds on, takes him down, but the mid lane equalizer here is used.
In an ideal world, On is able to get level 6 off the mid wave, and then they can or rather move up into the river and then support in the Herald exchange. But noticing that level discrepancy, Missing finds the window, great engage onto 2, with which Ruler is very quick to follow up on. So
ah, o 369 tá de livrinho, mano.
Then a response from Yagao equally as good as he's able to trade a kill back.
Yeah, and then
ele era auto top e a Zeri vai top. Só que o Missing tá na metade da vida. Pera, o Kha'Zix upou o R ou é impressão minha? Ou é um Chroma? Veriam quantos ADP vem? Tem 3 AD banidos. Nossa, cara. Tá bom, por um. O Canavi vai ter que top agora, pela lane.
But with no ulti and no flash, it means that Knight picks himself up his first kill of the game.
It lets JDG know that the jungler here is going to be in base, so this Rift Herald will get shoved all the way in for Ruler. Kanavi even comes through to try and help. Does split a little bit here as...
Ah, foi basicamente meia barricada pra Zeri, né? Porque o Canavi dividiu e o Sion também, porque o Arauto bateu, né?
And Missing have secured, they can move into the bot river, and again, I want to highlight this vision in a second. I want to highlight that when you look at some of the wards that have been invested from the side of JDG, they've got great control wards littered around all of the entrances. They're also sweeping out any potential vision.
Cara, acho muito maneiro esse mapinha. Canavi canalha? Ué, mano. Dá certo ele, pô. E o Kha'Zix também fala pra uma Sejuani? É, mas ele foi mais exigido, né? Ele tem uma Vayne no time. Normal. Como que o Elk tá com essa skin sendo que nem pode? Como assim? Eu acho que tá toda skin liberada, tá? Pra campeonato agora. Porque usaram a Red Hunter dali.
20 minutes before they found Soul. I also think they really just want Elk to get some farm, right? Vayne, very low range, wants to get that first item, shield bow.
Primeiro Drake pra JDG. JDG tá no controle do game, né, mano? Só que é Vayne. Qualquer momento pode ser que estoure o jogo. E aí, Miau?
For team fights, not for lane at all, but in going spellbook, you see here, he preemptively, you swap over to the exhaust for the team fight possibility. Once he saw Bin walking back on lane on the minions, he was like, okay, great. They decided to give it up. I know he doesn't have teleport.
Caralho, o 369 pegou Heal e Exhaust pra tancar o dive caso queiram divar ele.
They start their momentum building now.
Rápido, acabou contra a Trox. Kenny é muito bom. Renekton é, na moral, Jax é muito bom. Piora? Piora é absurdo. Verdade, esqueci do melhor time pra contra a Trox.
Well, I'd say Kennen won, and then
I'd probably say
either the Annie or the Vayne.
Too, sometimes.
Yeah, use both.
Ah, porra. Nossa, toma do Ronaldinho. Cara, é a segunda vez que eu vejo o JDG fazendo isso. O flash do Yagao acabou de voltar, mano. Eles mataram o Yagao faltando 5 segundos pro flash dele, mano.
Does have the support of Missing, and this might just be a blue buff steal.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from JDG. They know these tanks, this front line, just go face first into the BLG member, and if you hit your skill shot, if you hit the stun, job's done. There's no way Yagao wants to waste his flash though.
É, ainda não dá pra saber o que a O que a Vayne tá buildando?
Around the corner here, and Elk perhaps just trying to chunk out Ruler so that the dive really couldn't materialize. Elk at half HP though, and an Immortal Shield bow for Ruler, a flash and a cleanse for him as well as Knight continues to chip
Caralho,
away
olha
at
o
this
tanto
mid
que o
lane
Jace
turret.
bate na torre do mid,
Yagao
mano.
has the TP, not yet unleashed 5 seconds on that, maybe saving it in case he needed to get down towards this bottom lane.
Ruler has such nice trading against the Vayne. Typically, it can be
É
quite
rei?
challenging
Ué,
for
mas
the
pode ser
Vayne
arriscudo ainda,
to
gente.
go the Vayne because of that 3-hit passive.
Ela não tem aquele item lá de farmar, aljava.
But Ruler, he just knows the ins and outs of the matchup.
Olha lá, é arriscudo, viu?
Leverages his range and just chips away at the HP bar. He already highlighted Medic. He has
Pô,
such a big item advantage. He's going to get himself the first
nossa,
tower of the
1600
game.
pra zero,
Knight is
mano.
very close to securing that mid tier 1 as well. And just bot mid going very favorably for JDG. If we contrast this to last game, while we did see JDG finding a couple of advantages, they were struggling in terms of control around this dragon in
Amigo do
particular,
dano.
which gave BLG a huge win condition later. But this time around, it's only Bin that's finding leads in the early game.
And is that not the most iconic, JDG graph right there? They sacrifice 369, tank on top side. He doesn't care. He's still going to provide so much value to the team in these team fights.
Mano, o Tremenal, ele não liga, né? Tipo, ele tá lá no top, 20 de farm atrás, fechou o primeiro item, é um item de suporte, né? Podia fazer Jack Show? Podia fazer Jack Show. Ele vai? Não vai, mano. Não vai. Vai rilar o time dele.
BLG do like to take a skirmish when they can, but 3,000 gold down, I think it might not be the best of situations for them to try and fight. Crown now finished on Yagao. Realizes that
N de coroa. Mano, o time da BLG é inimigo do dano mesmo, mano. A N fez coroa, a Vayne fez arco escudo. Quem vai dar dano ali? O Kha'Zix e o Kenny?
Let's help reduce a little bit of that poke at least.
Now BLG's whole hope is to be able to just
Dragon minuto e
surprise and
20.
flash onto the back line of JDG with all of their damage, but it's so difficult to do, and that's why people get so hyped for these types of team comps when BLG pull this out. It's because it's so risky. It's so hard to pull off.
Quanto tá a passiva do Sion? 562 de vida extra. Bizonho, tá? Você acha que existe muito que a BLG ganha isso? Existe, pô. Sempre tem esperança, mano. Tem 6 kills no jogo só. Tá 4-2. Eles estão 4k de gold atrás. Mais uma Vayne, né? O problema é que, tipo, essa comp da BLG, ela vai chegar num ponto que ela depende de execução. Se a Vayne dá um V9 e os caras trollar, tem como, tá ligado? Eles não tem muito clear wave, verdade. Mas é que não tem clear wave também no meta, né? Nossa, o Yagão jogou mal aqui. Se ele luta o Rakan morre. Agora o Rakan ainda tem flash, ainda tem exaust, pode participar na luta do Drake. Porra. Tá dando da N? É, a N de coroa, né, gente? É isso aí. Net vai dar BTP pro Drake, ele deve ter 2 itens já. E aí, Sotis, bom dia. Como é que você tá? Com a runa do Sion, ele tá de livrinho. Você pode ver que ele tá de Exhaust Ignite ali. Ele começou o jogo de TP e Flash. E essa Vânia, o cara meteu uma bem nessa. Caralho, então toma, então.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Knight TPing behind Bin. He does have the flash, can try and get across this wall. He gets there. Blast cone available to him as well. The TP in, Yagao immediately flashes away.
Bom, adulto, tá? Adulto. O Knight não flashou atrás da N, do Kenny, e tirou o flash da N. Adulto.
Both flashes off both solo laners for BLG in exchange for the teleport behind from JDG from Knight there. So JDG, they see that BLG are going to let them have Dragon and try and call, and they say, no way.
Tá, a linha de tier 1 da Bilibili caiu.
So really big 5-head teleport here from Knight. Not only do they stop the play, they get the flashes and they get the turrets. Right. Not that much damage, it's just the Annie.
But it's just, we're continuing to see this great control from JDG. We saw this a lot in their series versus T1.
Acho que eles não pegam a torre aqui não, mano.
Não
pega não.
JDG fought each other, but it was just fight. But again, a much more
Real
controlled play as
Pazeri.
they go for the fight.
Ainda não tinha flash, tinha zones, mas não tem nem tempo. Pô, a JDG tá jogando bem, hein, mano. A JDG tá jogando bem.
Now JDG
A JDG tá jogando bem.
to just pushing the lanes, gaining control of vision, gaining control of the map.
Yeah. The objective remains the same.
Coroa é muito útil contra Jace e KKK. É, mano, não entendo porque... Cara, e é a segunda vez que o Yagal faz coroa na N, né, mano?
You've got the front line to do it. Kanavi led the way on top side. 369. Despite the troubles early on.
369 tá 722 de vida a mais com o W dele.
And it's just, it all started with that bot lane play where they were able to, in the 2 versus 2, get Elk's flash and cleanse, which meant that they could then find that gank from Kanavi. The second that Ruler got a small lead, he has very quickly ballooned it. 369 now in danger.
Stand up, isolated for the moment, but Kanavi is here to help his buddy. Bin getting forced away, Shun has the flash. 369 falling low to the silver box, but now Kanavi
Vayne na luta. Olha a Vayne batendo. Olha a Vayne batendo. Olha a Vayne não para de bater. Olha a Vayne que não para de bater. Cadê o dano da Vayne? Não tem. Esta flash tá sem ult. Poxa vida. Ah, galera. Pô, por que a gente não vê Vayne, né? Esses campeões aí que na minha solo kill aqui no Prata 5 estouram os tanques nesse meta de tanque, né? Porque... Aí. Esse jogo foi out-draft? Sim, a Bilibili conseguiu um feito inédito. Tomar out-draft pra si mesma. Olha o chat da stream. Cadê? Vayne good pick. Trash Beam. Tank meta. Trash Beam, Trash Beam. X9 Vayne. Vayne é the carry cat.
He'll be able to finish this off. He has aftershock. The W2 hits. The bug is down. It's just too good. They've got the range from Knight backing them up behind the safety of those 2 tanks and they run them down.
Sabe que agora vai ter penta aqui da Vayne. Um clipe com você falando isso? Vai nada, mano. Essa Vayne é uma merda. Calma, família. Espera os 5 itens da Vayne. Espera, olha lá. Sky 100 de dano batendo por 20 minutos.
You have to wonder, gentlemen, if the Jace has been the problem the whole time. Knight's Jace.
É, mano, verdade, né? Esse Jace aí. Porra.
The Baron will be started, the Baron will be uncontested.
Você odeia a Vayne? Não, mano.
Clinical and dominant fashion.
Eu odiaria a Vayne. O boneco é ruim? Eu odeio bonecos bons. Tipo... Zoraca. Olha esse idiota, mano. Olha esse idiota. Se fosse o Titã de Vayne, era GG. Mandou no chat, tomou timeout de 1 minuto. Parabéns. Parabéns, pô. Parabéns, parabéns. Mas eu falei na moral. No damage. Se fosse o Clovão Bengala, a BLG já tinha ganho.
The Nightman is on the enemy team in the mid lane, so perhaps Elk thought there was a little bit of a lore advantage as JDG continues to step forward here. Kanavi low though, forced to flash away. Bin looking for the flank, does not have the flash. I think it's just come off cooldown.
Cara, que isso?
De
onde vocês tiram esses emotes, mano?
To cut through tanks is, it's the theory, but you have to get pretty late to actually be able to do that safely. And JDG don't look like they're going to let BLG get to the super duper end game.
23 minutes in, already pushing on 2 inhibitors at the same time. Kanavi taking
Esse do Mula é muito
Dragon.
bom.
It's a Mountain Drake for them, would put them at Soul Point TP behind. Elk still defending under the tower. Bin is taking the longest flank I've seen in years. Starts off in Narnia. Let's see perhaps if he can find out Ruler.
Opa! Opa!
Dashes in lightning crash. Cleanse away, flash away from the slicing maelstrom. And now it's all on Elk.
Nossa, Rakan!
But immediately JDG just dive back
GG.
in. There's no escape from Knight as he finds the kills.
GG, GG, GG. GG.
BLG's backs are completely against the wall, and in the last
Fala da Vayne.
Bin tries to find the flank, but it is the
Eles estão puxando a porra da wave.
BLG.
Caralho, 23 minutos. Ó a cara do Iagão, ó a cara do Iagão. Caralho, o Iagão tá afetadíssimo. Caralho.
JDG conceded 3 kills, but no towers, no heralds, no dragons. Start to finish, it was just decimation. And you talked about this multiple carry threat, Kobe. It felt like that there was zero threat composition by the end of that game.
Used that strategy that we identified BLG using against T1 against them, you know, banning out the Jinx.
O áudio tá quase estourado, tá duplicado. Ah, claro, né, chat? Claro. Vocês não falaram antes. Vê se agora tá melhor. Aumenta o volume aí da TV da sala. Aumenta aí. Aumentou?
Massive stuff there. The rock that is JDG holding strong here.
Oi? Melhorou? Pior que melhorou?
After that, the Vayne was totally neutralized by JDG.
Shun diving over the wall to get a kill onto MSI.
Pior que arrumou? Nem meme? Beleza, beleza.
All these little things just very quickly built up and getting those 2 heralds as well.
Pô, pior que a Vayne deu um dano de K0, né? Só que eu acho que, caralho, 3k de dano do Sion, coitado.
They used it to break down these towers, and overall it just felt like BLG had no presence in the early game. I do trust this team to be able to find drafts.
É, mano, aparentemente Jace é melhor do que a gente achava, hein?
And so this is where the pressure will be on. They will likely move
Revolta me trollou, fui correndo pra varanda.
Where this Jace priority will fall, because Jace has been a very powerful pick so far in this series.
All according to Bin's master plan.
Pelo visto, o problema era o Faker de Nautilus. De
I
Nautilus.
feel way more comfortable now, you know? I trust.
Now that Ben has promised it to us, it's definitely going to happen. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for what could be the final game of MSI 2023. Don't you go anywhere.